I heard a very loud slam. The sound echoed through Cypress Park Estates like thunder in a glass house. Miss Gloria Freeman's mahogany front door shuddered from the force of the knock. Her porcelain teacup slipped from her hand and shattered against the tiled floor, the sound slicing through the silence like broken truth. For a moment, she just stood there, frozen. The woman who had once written 12 pages of neighborhood rules about acceptable porch colors couldn't move an inch toward her own door. That knock, that heavy, determined knock, it didn't sound like a neighbor, it sounded like her past. Outside, the rain had started, soft at first, then a hard, relentless drumming against her white-columned porch, the one she'd personally repainted last spring, because nobody in Cypress Park was going to make the Black HOA look sloppy on her watch. She straightened her robe, took a shaky breath, and opened the door. Standing there was Loretta Freeman, her sister, the same sister she hadn't spoken to in 26 years. "Gloria!" Loretta's voice was raspy, like a record that had been played too many times. "You look good. I didn't think you'd open." Gloria's eyes darted to the street. Every porch light in the cul-de-sac was still on. She knew at least 3 of her neighbors were watching through blinds. Cypress Park was built on gossip as much as concrete. "Loretta," she said slowly, like the name itself was poison. "You shouldn't be here." Loretta smiled, tired but confident. "Funny. The realtor said the same thing, right before I signed the deed." Gloria blinked. "You what?" "I bought the house across from yours. Number 42. Gloria's breath caught. Number 42. The blue ranch house she'd personally approved last year for a retired dentist. He'd moved suddenly last month, said he was heading back north. Apparently, the house didn't stay empty for long. "You!" Gloria's voice cracked. "You can't live here. This is a private community." "Private?" Loretta repeated, stepping past her sister into the foyer. "Last I checked, my money's as good as anybody's. Unless, of course, your HOA still runs on selective membership." The air thickened. Even the grandfather clock in the hallway seemed to pause before ticking again. For 15 years, Miss Gloria Freeman had ruled the Cypress Park Estates Homeowners Association like a Sunday service and courtroom rolled into one. Every first Monday, she chaired the meetings, hair pressed, pearls gleaming, binder in hand, while the other residents whispered like nervous parishioners. She decided everything: fence height, lawn color, noise limits, holiday decorations. She was respected, feared, and she liked it that way. Cypress Park wasn't just a neighborhood. It was her proof that she'd made it out of South Dallas with class, grace, and no help from anyone, especially her sister. Loretta was the opposite: wild hair, loud mouth, bad choices. She was the one who never could keep a man, a job, or a clean record, according to Gloria. But now she was back, and back across the street. By sunrise, the group chat was already buzzing. "Janice, Lot 23. Y'all see that woman moving boxes into 42? Beverly, Lot 11. Looked like trouble. Tanya, Lot 17. Gloria said she's handling it. We'll see. Pamela, Lot 19. Y'all better not park on her side. She might call the HOA police on herself this time." Gloria read every word silently from her phone, her smile frozen tight. She'd built this chat, Cypress Queens, to maintain order, not spread mess. But she couldn't stop the fire now. And deep down, she knew the truth. Her sister had always been better at setting fires than putting them out. Long before Cypress Park, before the pearls and pastel houses, Gloria and Loretta shared a 2-bedroom apartment above a laundromat in Oak Cliff. They were inseparable until 1998, the year their mama died. That's when everything cracked. Gloria wanted to sell the house, pay off the debts, move on. Loretta wanted to keep it, saying, "Mama worked too hard for us to just sell her soul to the bank." One night, during the argument, words turned sharp, then fists, then silence. Loretta left with a busted lip and half a suitcase. They never spoke again. "Order, please!" Gloria banged the gavel in the Cypress Park clubhouse that evening, but her hands trembled. 20 neighbors sat in folding chairs, waiting. She'd never been nervous before, until today. As your HOA president, she began, voice tight, I must inform you that Lot 42 has a new owner, Mrs. Loretta Freeman. A few heads turned, a few whispers followed. Someone gasped softly. She's your sister, right? Asked Mr. Darnell, the retired postman. Gloria smiled tightly. Family ties don't exempt anyone from following community standards. Does she know that? Beverly snickered. The laughter rippled, soft but cutting. Gloria ignored it. She'll be required to repaint her shutters, remove the lawn ornaments, and attend next month's orientation. We maintain decorum here. Just as she finished, the clubhouse doors swung open. Loretta walked in, head high, hoop earrings flashing, carrying a covered tray. I brought peach cobbler, she announced. Thought I'd make a good first impression. The room went silent. Then, to Gloria's horror, people started smiling, laughing, eating, and Loretta, her wild, unfiltered sister, was winning them over. By week's end, Loretta had become a Cypress Park celebrity. She hosted morning walks, gave out sweet tea on her porch, even organized a neighbor night cookout, which violated 3 HOA regulations in one evening. But people loved it. Gloria fumed as she watched from her window, clutching her rulebook like a Bible. That woman is going to destroy everything I built, she whispered. Her assistant, a young college intern named Malik, hesitated. With all due respect, Miss Gloria, maybe people just don't finish that sentence, she snapped. Yet that night, lying in bed, Gloria couldn't sleep. Because deep down, she knew Malik was right. People did want something different, and Loretta was giving them something Gloria had long forgotten: warmth. 3 days later, a cream envelope appeared on Gloria's porch. No return address. Just her name, written in perfect cursive. Inside was a single photograph. It was from 1998. 2 young women, Gloria and Loretta, standing in front of their mother's casket. Only this time, there was something new scribbled on the back. You can't bury the past twice. Her hands shook so badly the photo slipped to the floor. She stepped back, tripped on her rug, and landed hard, heart racing. Who sent this? Loretta? Or someone else who knew what happened that night? She rushed to her bedroom drawer, pulled out an old lockbox, and opened it. Inside lay a faded newspaper clipping. Local woman found dead in house fire. No foul play suspected. Her mother's house, the night they fought. But what nobody ever knew, what Gloria had buried under HOA minutes and polished manners, was that the fire hadn't been an accident. That night, as the neighborhood lights flickered off one by one, Gloria sat in her living room, lights dimmed. Clutching the photo, another knock echoed through the house. She froze again. Gloria? Loretta's voice called softly through the door. We need to talk. Gloria's lips trembled. About what? There was a pause. About what really happened to Mama. If you were in this moment, what would you do? Would you stay, fight back, or run away? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss stories this wild. Now, let's get back to what happened next. Shattered. That was the sound Miss Gloria Freeman heard inside her chest the moment she opened the door. Loretta stood there again. Same tired eyes, same stubborn chin, the same woman she'd tried to forget for 26 years. But something in her sister's face tonight looked different. It wasn't anger. It was sorrow, maybe even fear. Loretta, it's past 10, Gloria said, voice trembling. Whatever this is, it can wait until morning. No, it can't, Loretta whispered. Her hand shook slightly as she reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a folded newspaper clipping, the same one Gloria thought she'd hidden for good. You kept this, didn't you? The blood drained from Gloria's face. Where did you get that? Same place you buried everything else. Mama's house. They're renovating it now. Guess what was under the floorboards? For a second, the room tilted. Gloria reached for the wall to steady herself. "Loretta, stop this," she pleaded. "We don't need to." "Yes, we do," Loretta cut in. "Because you built this whole perfect life on a lie, and I'm done being the only one who remembers." Oak Cliff, 1998. The summer heat had been thick enough to choke on. Gloria had come home to find her sister pacing the kitchen, crying over their mother's unpaid bills. "Mama's gone, Gloria. Let's at least keep her house," Loretta had begged, slamming a stack of envelopes on the counter. "This place is all we got left." Gloria, then 33 and already dreaming of a better life, had just gotten her first bank job uptown. She wanted clean lines, quiet streets, respectability. She saw this old house as a burden, so she'd told her sister to pack up. When Loretta refused, words turned sharp. Then came the slap. Then came tears. And finally, that awful smell of smoke. The kitchen curtain had caught fire from the lit candle they forgot to blow out. In minutes, flames climbed the walls. Loretta ran outside screaming for help. Gloria stayed behind, trying to save their mother's things: her church hat, her Bible, her old perfume bottles. But when the fire trucks came, they found more than ashes. They found a candle on the table, and traces of gasoline nearby. Loretta swore she hadn't done it. Gloria swore she didn't know how it spread. And the police, they called it no foul play. But both sisters knew. Someone had lied. Now, in the golden-lit foyer of her Cypress Park home, Gloria could barely breathe. "You think I started that fire?" she whispered. "I know you did," Loretta said flatly. "And I know why. You wanted the insurance money to start your new life." "That's not true," Gloria shouted. "I stayed in that house because I couldn't leave Mama's things behind." "Then why'd you disappear for months after the funeral? Why didn't you answer my letters, my calls?" "Because you blamed me for everything." Gloria's voice cracked. "I couldn't face you. I couldn't face anybody." They stared at each other across the foyer. The queen of Cypress Park and the sister she tried to erase. Rain battered the windows. The neighborhood was asleep. Only 2 porch lights flickered across the street, Loretta's and Mr. Darnell's. "You want to know why I came back?" Loretta asked softly. "Because Mama's will was found in that same box. Turns out she left her half of the insurance to both of us." Gloria's knees buckled. "No, she didn't." "Oh yes, she did. You just never read it, because you were too busy running from it." Loretta took a deep breath. "And now, Gloria, I'm not running anymore." By morning, the news had spread faster than last night's rain. Word was, Miss Gloria and her sister had it out. Some said Loretta threw a shoe. Others swore Gloria fainted. No one knew the truth, but everyone loved the story. When Gloria walked into the HOA clubhouse that afternoon for a scheduled landscaping review, all eyes turned. Whispers fluttered like mosquitoes. "I heard her sister's threatening to sue the HOA." "Something about insurance fraud?" "Meh, you know these Freeman women always got drama." She ignored them all and sat at the head of the table, back straight, pearls shining. But as she looked around, something felt off. Where was her binder? Where were her meeting notes? Then she saw it, on the projector screen behind her, a slideshow of her house, her personal backyard, her receipts, her HOA accounts, all leaked. "Who authorized this presentation?" she snapped. Malik, her intern, looked down, nervous. "It was in the Drive folder. I thought you uploaded it." Gloria's blood ran cold. The folder she'd used to store HOA documents was shared with one person. Loretta. The slideshow clicked on. Slide 1. HOA president lives in violation of Code Tier 12. Unapproved window tint. Laughter. Slide 2. HOA funds used for personal flower purchases. Gasps. Slide 3. Cypress Park rules should apply to all. Transparency matters. Then came a photo of her and Loretta, side by side, captioned, "Some rules burn slower than others." The room erupted. "Turn it off!" Gloria barked, but Malik hesitated. The crowd was too loud, phones up, recording everything. Loretta was standing by the door, calm, watching. "You built this place on fear, sis," she said softly. "Now it's time for a little truth." Gloria stormed out, trembling, face pale as chalk. She didn't show her face for 3 days. Cypress Park buzzed like bees around a busted hive. Some defended her. "She's done so much for this community," Beverly said on the group chat. Others wanted blood. "She fined me for leaving my trash can out too long," Janice typed. "Now look who's breaking rules." Meanwhile, Loretta was everywhere, hosting pancake brunches, repainting her shutters, and starting a Cypress Heart Committee for neighbor kindness. People started calling her President Loretta. On the 4th day, Gloria showed up again, dressed in black, hair pinned sharp, face unreadable. She walked into the clubhouse, carrying a single folder and no binder this time. The room went quiet. "Before y'all start," she said, "I have something to say." Her voice was low but steady. "I made mistakes. I've been hard on people because I thought perfection would protect us. From judgment, from gossip, from pain. But truth is, I've been hiding behind these rules." She looked straight at her sister. "And I've been hiding from her." Loretta's lip quivered. "Gloria." "I didn't start that fire," Gloria said, tears pooling. "But I didn't stop it either. I left a candle burning near Mama's things. I thought I blew it out. I didn't." The crowd murmured. Loretta covered her mouth. "I spent years pretending it was easier to control people than to face the guilt. But it's been eating me alive." She took a deep breath. "If y'all want to vote me out tonight, I understand." Malik stood. "Miss Gloria, you don't have to—" "Yes, I do," she said softly. "For once in my life, I'm following a rule that matters." The vote was unanimous. Gloria Freeman was officially removed as HOA president. But as the papers were signed and the meeting adjourned, Loretta stood up, clearing her throat. "I have something too," she said, pulling a small fireproof box from her bag. "This was Mama's. I found it under the old floorboards." She opened it slowly. Inside was a note in their mother's handwriting. "If my girls ever find this, know that what burned that night wasn't your fault. I was the one who knocked over the candle. I just didn't tell nobody because I was ashamed." Loretta's hand shook as she read it aloud. The whole room froze. Gloria sank into her chair, sobbing. Loretta crossed the room, knelt beside her, and for the first time in 2 decades, held her sister tight. The neighbors, those who'd spent months gossiping about lawns and fences, watched in stunned silence. For once, Cypress Park Estates had no rules for this. Later that night, as the sisters sat on Gloria's porch sipping tea, Loretta smiled faintly. "Feels good, doesn't it? No more pretending." Gloria nodded. "Yeah, maybe now people can finally see me for who I am." A car slowed in front of her house, a sleek black sedan Gloria didn't recognize. The window rolled down. A man in a gray suit held up an envelope. "Miss Gloria Freeman?" he asked. "You've been served." She froze. "What is this?" He handed her the papers and drove off. Loretta glanced at her. "What's wrong?" Gloria opened the envelope. Her eyes widened. Inside were legal documents, a lawsuit filed by the HOA Board of Directors for misuse of community funds. Her sister frowned. "I thought you gave up the presidency." "I did," Gloria whispered, "but they're still coming for me." She looked up at Loretta, her face pale again. "And this time, I don't think I can fight alone." What would you do if your own sister brought your past and your future to your doorstep? Would you forgive or fight? Tell us in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed, because what happened next will blow your mind. Now, let's see how this all ends. Screamed. That's what Miss Gloria Freeman did the moment she finished reading the lawsuit. The neat cursive on the legal pages might as well have been written in fire. The Cypress Park Estates Board of Directors versus Gloria Freeman. Misuse of association funds, fraudulent expenditures, and defamation of character. Her perfect world had shattered twice in 1 week. First her crown, now her reputation. Loretta rushed to her side. Gloria, breathe! It's just paper! It's my life! Gloria shouted. Her voice cracked under the weight of years she'd spent holding it together. I gave this community 15 years. I kept the grass trimmed, the houses matching, and this is what they do to me? Maybe they just want answers, Loretta said gently. No, they want blood. The HOA's emergency hearing was scheduled for Friday evening in the clubhouse. 3 days. 3 days to prepare, explain, or run. Gloria didn't sleep. Her once flawless living room looked like a paper storm. Receipts, invoices, ledgers, and flower shop statements scattered across the floor. Malik stopped by each afternoon, eyes worried. Miss Gloria, if you let me speak, I can clear some of this up. She waved him off. You already did enough when you projected my private files. I didn't upload that slideshow, he insisted. Somebody else did, using your login. She froze mid-step. What do you mean, my login? I checked the system logs. It came from your account, but at 2:14 a.m., and you were definitely asleep then. Gloria's mind spun. There was only one other person who'd ever had her passwords. Her old vice president, Mrs. Beulah Hart, the smiling widow who'd once begged Gloria for just a little power to help the community. Beulah, who'd quit mysteriously last month, claiming health reasons. And Beulah, who'd always said, one day you'll choke on all them rules, Gloria. By Friday evening, Cypress Park Estates was a circus. Cars lined the streets. Neighbors whispered, some pitying, others hungry for drama. Every seat in the clubhouse was filled. Someone even brought popcorn. At the front table sat Beulah Hart, freshly reinstated as interim president. Next to her, Tanya and Beverly, her loyal clique. Gloria and Loretta entered together. Heads turned, phones rose. The Queen had returned to face her court. Mrs. Freeman, Beulah said, voice sugar-sweet, we're here to address allegations of financial misconduct during your tenure. Do you have anything to say before we begin? Gloria stood tall. Yes, I have proof that this entire thing is a setup. Gasps rippled through the room. Beulah smirked. Oh, bless your heart. Still blaming everyone else. Not everyone, Gloria said calmly. She motioned to Malik, who connected his laptop to the projector. The lights dimmed. On screen appeared an email chain, dated 2 weeks before Loretta moved in. It showed Beulah contacting the HOA accountant, requesting private transfers from the beautification fund, then forwarding them using Gloria's credentials. Attached was a digital signature, forged. Beulah's face went pale. You hacked my account, Gloria said softly. And when Loretta came back, you used her to finish the job, to make sure I'd burn twice. Loretta blinked. What are you saying? She leaked that slideshow to you, baby, Beulah hissed suddenly. Made you think your sister was hiding more lies. You were her weapon. The room erupted. Shouts, gasps, chairs scraping. Loretta turned to Gloria, horrified. I didn't know. Gloria's hand trembled. I believe you. Security escorted Beulah out, muttering curses about ungrateful women and crooked queens. But the damage was done. The whole neighborhood had seen how easily trust burned. When quiet finally returned, Gloria took the microphone. I was never perfect, she said, her voice steady but soft. I made rules because I was scared. Scared people would see the mess underneath the polish. But the truth? Rules can't fix a broken heart. They just hide it. She turned to her sister. And I owe you an apology, Loretta. You didn't come here to ruin me. You came to remind me who I was before the rules took over. Loretta's eyes filled. I just wanted my sister back. The crowd, neighbors who'd once whispered, rose in applause. No pearls, no titles, no gavel. Just 2 old black women finally forgiving each other under fluorescent light and community gossip. Weeks passed. The lawsuit was dropped. Gloria lost her title, but gained something far rarer. Peace. Cypress Park looked different now. Loretta's cookouts had become monthly traditions. Kids rode bikes down streets once silent. Even Beverly started smiling again. One morning, Gloria woke to a sound she hadn't heard in years. Laughter. She stepped onto her porch. Loretta was across the street, trimming her roses. "Morning, Madam Ex-President," Loretta teased. "Morning, Madam Neighborhood Nuisance," Gloria shot back. They both laughed till tears came. The mailman strolled up, handing Gloria a small envelope. No return address. Inside was a photograph, her and Loretta at the hearing, arms around each other. Written on the back, "Community isn't control, it's grace. Malik." That evening, as the sun dipped behind the houses, Gloria heard another knock. Gentle this time. She opened the door to find half the neighborhood standing there, holding gardening tools, pies, folding chairs. Janice smiled. "Figured we'd help you start that community garden you always talked about." Gloria blinked. "I don't run this HOA anymore." "Good," Tanya said, handing her a shovel. "Then you can finally just belong to it." Loretta nudged her. "Come on, sis. Let's make Mama proud." Gloria smiled through her tears, stepped outside, and felt the evening breeze brush against her face. For the first time in decades, she wasn't Miss Freeman the president, just Gloria Freeman. A neighbor, a sister, a woman who'd finally learned that power without love was just loneliness with paperwork. As the laughter and chatter filled the cul-de-sac, the streetlights flickered on, bathing Cypress Park estates in gold. And somewhere, deep inside her chest, the fire that had haunted her for 26 years finally went out. If you were Miss Gloria, would you have stepped down or kept fighting? Tell us below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that'll make you laugh, cry, and think twice before joining an HOA.